it's the best and worst thing that's ever happened to music, because it's just, you have so many possibilities now and so many tools at your disposal to take yourself, open your music up to a new audience. Like I said, you're competing with every band that's ever existed, so it's hard to really gain the attention of so many fans. People are very fickle these days. You have to not just get their attention, but you have to keep it. That's the tricky thing, I think. You see a lot of bands get to sort of album 2, album 3, or maybe somewhere between the two, and it's really difficult because they're just gradually getting a bit smaller and smaller, and they're struggling to get crowds when they're touring. And to maintain that level is such a difficult thing to do. Arguably, in some cases, harder than just to get going in the first place. People are very excited about new bands. The debut tag, whether it's your debut single, debut London show, debut album, debut anything, is always something which carries quite a lot of weight these days. People love to see that debut word, and I think once that's gone, you lose something about you, and you can't really get that back again. And I think sometimes, bands, whether it's because of hype or whatever, they kind of get to that point and then they think, yeah, this is going to go and go, and it just drops. And once you feel it start to drop, and I've worked with bands before where it starts to decline slightly, to try and pull that back up again is such a difficult thing. And it's one which, that's often why you see bands split up and become jaded with what they do, and that's the real shame. Bands who got into it because they love playing music and they have all these great big dreams. It starts to get harder and becomes a chore and something they don't enjoy, and it kills it. I always used to enjoy it, I think more so than I do right now. I used to enjoy it when a band came to us with nothing at all, and sort of the excitement of building that up and watching it progress, going from nothing to who knows what, was always something that I was really into. These days I feel I don't have quite as much energy for that. It's a lot of work, and it's probably a 2-3 year process just to get them kind of up to a certain point now. There's a couple of bands I'm working with at the moment who we started working with very early, and they're up to the point now where they could maybe play to perhaps like 1,000 people in London or something, which is amazing. Every time you see those kind of shows, it's a real good sort of point just to be able to say, yeah, we've gone from here to here and nowhere. But the idea of beginning again today with a band with 0 is just daunting, because I think with every year it just gets a little bit harder to do that. I think there's just so much noise out there now. There's so many bands. You're competing with every band that's ever existed anywhere in the world, so it's tough. You have to be observant. You have to be aware of what's going on around you. So whether that's with technology or with the music scene in general, or consumers' buying habits, or even good cities for bands to be playing gigs in, I think you always have to be aware of what's going on. It's again very easy to stay in a certain sort of almost an era and just sort of think, well, people want to pay this price for a CD and they need to go on tour in these countries and cities, and you kind of forget that things are actually changing around you, and it's good every now and again to take a step back and sort of see how things have moved, how things have evolved, and just to make sure that you're still staying relevant.